guys, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to do this lovely leaping stripes blanket, or you can use it for whatever you want obviously, but it is one of my favourite stitches. I'm going to be using Stylecraft Chunky and I'm going to use a 6mm hook, but you can use absolutely any yarn that you like. You can do it all in one colour or you can do it in a couple of different colours like I have here. I will link in the description box the colours and things that I use as well. Okay, so for this tutorial you want to just create your slip knot, and again if you need a really slow video on how to do this, do go and check out my Absolute Beginner series. But to start off with, you want to create your foundation chain, and you need to do your foundation chain in multiples of 4. So as wide as you want your project to be, just so long as it is a multiple of 4. So to chain you want to yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. And so complete your foundation chain and I will meet you back in just a moment. My sample size now, and whatever width you have done you need to add an additional 2 chains to the end. And we're going to work back along our foundation row now, and we're going to start by doing a treble into the 4th chain from the hook. Now remember that's UK treble, US double. So you want to find your 4th chain, so this is your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and this is your 4th. So to do a treble you want to yarn over, insert into that 4th chain, yarn over and pull up, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So these now count as 2 trebles, so you've got your turning chain treble and your normal treble. And you're going to do a treble again into the very next chain along. So yarn over, insert into that next chain, yarn over and pull up, and you've got your 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So that is now 3 trebles or 3 doubles if you're in the US. And we're also going to finish at the other end on 3 trebles as well. But from now on, as you work along your foundation chain, you want to chain 2, so 1 and 2, and you're going to skip 2 stitches on your foundation row. So you're going to skip this one, and then you're going to treble into the next one. And again treble into the next one along as well. So you've got a little set of 2 trebles next to one another. And again you're going to chain 2 and skip 2, so skip 1 and 2, and then treble into the next one along. And again treble into the next one. So you can see you get your 3 trebles, and then you're going to have groups of 2 trebles next to each other, separated by your chain 2. And you're just going to continue that all the way along, and when you get to the other end you should do your 2 trebles and then have a chain left over as well. So if you want to pause now and do that, and I will meet you back. So I've just done my last set of 2 trebles and I've got 1 chain left over, and as I said before you want to finish on 3 trebles next to each other, so you're just going to do 1 treble into that last chain, and that's how you should be looking with your groups of 3 trebles at each end, and then all your 2 trebles together for the rest of it. So for this pattern you want to change colour. If you are changing colour, you want to change colour every 2 rows, and you couldn't do it every row because the pattern wouldn't work up properly, so you need to do 2 rows of each colour if you are planning on using more than one. So to move on to the next row, you're going to chain 1 and turn. You're going to do a double crochet into the very base of where we've just come up from, just here. Now remember that's UK double, US this will be your single, so you're going to insert your hook straight into that first stitch, yarn over and pull up. So you've got 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through both. We're then at our 2 trebles, but we want to skip over these 2 trebles. We don't want to do anything to them, so we're going to chain 2. And then this is the bit that can be a little bit tricky, only for this very first row, because we're now actually going to be doing trebles into our foundation row. So it can get a little bit fiddly, so I'll do it nice and slowly. So we've chained 2 so that we can skip over these 2 trebles, and we're now going to do 1 treble into each of these 2 foundation chains that we skipped over earlier on. So you want to yarn over, and then we're going to go into this first stitch on the foundation chain here, and then yarn over and pull up, and you want to pull on it a little bit just to make it a little bit taller. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and then again into the very next foundation chain you're going to yarn over, insert into that next one, yarn over and pull up again, pull it up a little bit tall, and yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now it does look like it's pulling up the base of the work here, but that will sort itself out the further that we work up the pattern, so you don't need to worry. So again, we're going to chain 2 now, and we're going to skip over these next 2 trebles just here, and we're going to do a treble into each of these chains from the foundation row. So again, skip over, insert into that first chain, sorry, and again pull a little bit tall, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and again into the next one, and again pulling up a little bit taller, and complete your treble, chain 2, and you're just going to do that all the way along until you get towards the other end, and I will meet you just when you get to this last space just here before your 3 trebles. So I've just done my last 2 trebles into the last space. I'm now going to chain 2, and then you're going to skip over these 2 trebles, and you're going to do 1 double crochet into the top of that turning chain from our foundation row. So remember, that's UK double, US single. So you want to find that very top chain from your turning chain, and then you're going to yarn over and pull up, and because I'm going to change colour here, I'm not going to complete my double, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to get my next colour, going to make a small loop, and then I'm just going to pull that through those last 2 loops to complete my double. And then I'm going to do a chain 1 just to secure the colour change, and I'm going to snip off my yarn. I'm just going to tie these loose ends together very quickly. Now that chain 1 didn't count as a stitch, it was literally just to secure that colour change. So now I'm going to chain 1 again, which will be for turning, and I'm going to turn my work. So again, we're going to do a double crochet into the base of where we've just come up from, into that very first stitch. Remember, that's UK double, US single. So with my new colour, I'm going to do a double. And we're straight to a space now, and what you want to do is work into the top of these 2 trebles, from not from the last round but the round before. So you've got your big space here, and you're going to work a treble into the top of those trebles underneath. So you're going to yarn over and insert into the top of that treble, and because you're working into proper stitches now, you will have the V. Yarn over and pull up. Remember to pull up a little bit tall, and then complete your treble, and again into the top of the next treble you're going to do a treble again. Then you want to chain 2 so that you can jump across these 2 trebles here, and again you're going to do a treble into the tops of these next 2 trebles. So yarn over and insert, again making sure you catch the V, yarn over and pull up tall and complete your treble, and again into the top of the next treble, and pull a little bit tall and complete your treble. And again, chain 2, skip across these 2 trebles, and we're going to go into the tops of these trebles from the previous row. So again, you're going to yarn over, insert into the top of that treble, yarn over, oops, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and complete your treble. And again into the top of that next treble along, and chain 2. And again, you're just going to work that all the way along until you get to this last space here, and that's where I'll meet you again. So I'm back at the other end now. I've just done my last 2 trebles into the top of those 2 trebles, and I'm now going to finish with a double crochet into the very last stitch just here. It can be a little bit tricky getting that stitch, and I'm finishing on a double. So that's how we are looking so far. And again, like I say, you want to do 2 rows of each colour. So I've done my chain 1 and turned, and now we are going to do our double into the base of that stitch as normal. And then we want to jump across these 2 trebles to get to our space, so we're going to chain 2 and jump across, and we're going to do trebles into the tops of these 2 trebles here. So yarn over and do your treble, again pulling tall, and the next one, chain 2, and again jump across to the next, and you're just going to continue that all the way along again until you get to the other end, and then I will join you again to change colours again. So again, I'm back at the end, and I finished with a chain 2, and then I went for my double in that last stitch, and again I'm going to change colour. So I haven't completed that double. I stopped with my 2 loops, and I'm just going to pull the new colour through and chain 1 to secure, and then snip off my old yarn, and I'm just going to do a very quick single knot to secure that, and then I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So again, now we want to do a double crochet in the base of where we've just come up from, and we're straight in for a space here, so you're going to do trebles into the tops of the trebles there. Always remembering to pull up a little bit tall. 1 and 2, and then chain 2 and jump across to your next set of 2 trebles. So that is it. There's literally just those 2 row pattern repeat, but I'm going to work up a few more rows of this pattern because you can't really tell how it's looking until you get a little bit further up. So I'll do a few more rows, and then I will show you how to finish off your project, because obviously otherwise you'd end up with a row that looks like this at the very top of your work. Well, that's not what you want. Okay, so I've worked up quite a few more rows now. This is how it's looking, so I think it's a gorgeous stitch. I really do like it. And I'm going to finish off at this size here, obviously just for my little sample piece, but I'll show you how to finish off your project once you'd gotten to the point that you were happy that it was big enough. So you would choose whichever colour you were going to finish on, and you would do your 1 row in that colour, and then this next row that we're going to do together now would be your very final row. So I've done my chain 1 and I've turned, and I'm going to do my double into the base of that stitch as normal. Now we're going to be doing doubles into the top of the next 2 trebles, so remember that's UK double, US single. So we're going to go into the top of this treble here and do a double, and the top of the next treble and do a double, and then we're going to jump down and do our 2 trebles as normal into the tops of those stitches. It's 1 and 2, And then again you're going to do a double into the tops of those 2 trebles. So 1 and 2, and then again we're going to jump down and do our 2 as normal into the tops of those other trebles. So 1 and 2, and you're going to do that all the way along until you get to the very end, but I might as well just stick with you just for a second because I'm nearly at the end of my sample piece. So my 2 doubles, and then again I've got my last 2 trebles to jump down under here. There's 1 and 2, and then I've got 2 trebles just here, so I'm going to work double into the top of those 2 trebles, and then again I'm going to finish on my double into the very end stitch, and then I'm just going to yarn over and pull through, and then I'm just going to pull that out, and that just fastens off, and you can see it just finishes off your work much more neatly than having those big gaps. So you do get a slight bump across the top, but that's absolutely normal, and it's nothing that a simple border even of just double crochets wouldn't sort out for you. So do remember to give me a quick thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you again very soon for another tutorial, and always have a little read of my description box as well. I do link what yarn I've used, what size hook I've used and things like that, and also the links to my other social media. But thanks as always for watching guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.